Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Sherri Hannan. She's the Safe Kids Fayette County Coordinator. Well, Sherri, September is National Child Passenger Safety Month, and there are so many things to consider when we have children riding with us. Sherri, can you talk to us about why this month is so important?
Well, we spend a lot of time in vehicles, and so we want to make sure that every child passenger is adequately protected. So we have child passenger safety laws in the state of Kentucky, but we also know that we want to make sure that parents know all the best practice, making sure that when they're coming home from the hospital as newborns, all the way up, through even adulthood, that they have a focus on what it takes to be safe in the vehicle. So we start with, young child passengers, making sure that they're in the right type of car seat, that they're going the right direction, that they're buckled into the car seat right, and that the car seat is installed in the vehicle correctly. No recalls, it's a safe seat. And you can get help by going to find a child passenger safety technician that's in your community. A lot of fire departments provide that service. But if you're having a hard time getting your seat installed or using it correctly, get that one-on-one car side experience by looking up a technician in your area. And then as kids get older, they start to make some of their own choices when they're carpooling and being out with, other families and maybe even older siblings who are driving, making sure that they know that the expectation is to buckle up every ride, every time, and just instill that. And hopefully, if that's something they've grown up with, that is something that they will continue to do. And as your child becomes maybe a driver or a passenger in a car with a new driver, talk about some of those expectations of, as well as, buckled up, not being a distraction to the driver, being those extra eyes and ears. So just making sure that your child knows how to, act in the car, making sure that your child is using the seatbelt the right way. And sometimes when seatbelts don't fit the child passenger, it rubs the neck, and that they put it behind their back or under their arm, and that makes them lose the ability to have that upper body protection. So again, visiting that CPS technician, making sure that child passenger safety is something that's going to go from day one all the way through your child through high school and beyond, and setting those habits.
Definitely. And Sherri, I remember being younger and being so excited for when I was finally allowed to ride up front. And even though that was a fond memory of mine, there really is safety behind that.
We know that the back seat is the safest place for all child passengers. It's the furthest part away from all the different kind of impact points and the different types of collisions that can occur. So, back seat is best. It is kind of a milestone to kind of be in that front seat, but we know that that is a dangerous location for any, passenger is in that front passenger seating area. So back seat appropriately restrained, whether that's in a car seat, a booster seat, the lap shoulder belt, and using those belts the correct way, and just making sure that, it's a habit each and every time you get in a car with whoever you're riding with.
Sherri, can you tell us a little bit about Safe Kids Fayette County and where someone could get more information online?
Well, we are part of the Kentucky Children's Hospital, and we have an agreement with Safe Kids Worldwide, which is in Washington, D.C. And our whole mission is to reach people, to make sure kids, caregivers know how to create safe environments, to make smart choices, to use safety devices, safe practices. And so we are just out in the community trying to get these messages out to, these different populations so that we have a decrease in injuries and deaths to children from preventable injuries.
And what is a good website that someone could visit, or even social media?
Well, Safe Kids Fayette County has a Facebook page, and we put a lot of good safety information there. We're on Twitter. And then also, if you go to UK Healthcare's website, there's a link to our Safe Kids website there. And of course, Safe Kids Worldwide, you can get all of information there that is downloadable, that you can use in your communities wherever you are.
Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.